Recent budget cuts have threatened programs such as Summer Bridge and institutes such as the Institute of African American Research, two programs that I'm definitely passionate about. Summer Bridge because I was a participant as well as a tutor, and I've definitely seen the positive changes that Summer Bridge has impacted on students, especially those who come from low socioeconomic areas. It's important to keep that program just for the simple fact of just helping out those students who aren't getting a quality education as others are and who come in with a disadvantage. And definitely the Institute is important too, for the simple fact that it definitely raises awareness about African American issues that are important in order to get exposure to our community.
Budget cuts have affected me in terms of my tuition. As an out-of-state student, my parents pay a lot of money for my education. I have a little brother and sister who both have hopes of going to college. My sister, who is currently a junior in high school, will be a freshman in college my senior year. Therefore, she will not be able to have the choice to go to an out-of-state institution or private institution unless she gets a full ride.
I think tuition increases, whether it be 10% or 40%, will affect all students at UNC because it will effectively deny a college education to minority and low-income students. And I urge Mr. Carney, Mr. Thorpe, and the executive branch of student government to present an aggressive proposal on the 14th to the task force and also on the 16th to the Board of Trustees to protect minority students' rights and low-income students' rights so we can keep Carolina a diverse student body and eliminate creating a richer and more white institution.
Budget cuts have personally affected me because my parents pay tuition out of pocket. And first year I had scholarships, but they were all non-renewable. So then from sophomore year up, my parents pay out of pocket for tuition. And with the tuition increasing, as well as the way our economy has transitioned in the past 4 years, things have been kind of difficult. So in addition to being an RA, I also have an internship, a paid internship, but that helps supplement any other costs that I may have. In addition to the fact that being an RA does afford me the opportunity to have a discount on housing. However, as my role and capacity as an RA, I've seen firsthand how budget cuts have affected our students, particularly our first year students. So where I stay now, where I'm a resident assistant this year, that I had a first year student come to me and she came crying, and I'm thinking that it's something about, school classes and normal first year fears. But my student came to me and she was in tears because she didn't know how she was going to be able to find the bus and catch the bus every day and get off. She had to work at Harris Teeter. And that to me was a little disheartening because I'm thinking her main concerns right now should be like, do I know how to catch the RU or do I know how to get to office hours? And she's crying because she needs to help pay for her tuition and she has to find a job somewhere. In lieu of the fact that we come here and we say that Carolina is one of the best institutions for the money and the value that you get. So I think that this is a great indication of how it's affecting no matter what year you are, no matter what age, your class, it doesn't matter how bad these budget cuts are starting to get.
As an out-of-state student, tuition was a key factor in me deciding on where I wanted to attend college. Now that it is rising, it is not only hard for me to focus on getting a Carolina education, but it's hard for my parents who have to take out loans every month, for me who is in my sophomore year of college, and my sister who is just about to enter med school.
One of the ways I see the budget cuts affecting me most is in my own classrooms. At the beginning of the semester, I decided to change my major, so I had to enroll in a 100-level course to satisfy a requirement. Upon the first day, I realized that there were about 300 students in my class, and about 25 of them were sitting on the floor. And ever since beginning the class, I've had to actually rush the class early so that I could get one of the seats in the classroom. As a result, I really don't see this as being fair to Carolina students who trust that there's going to be room for them to be in their classroom so they can actually get their education. Carolina prides itself on having students who are really academically charged, so to have to worry about something as simple as getting a seat in their own classrooms isn't something that I think fosters the academic environment that they need to succeed here.
Budget cuts are a big concern for all of us here. We have seen a $100.1 million reduction in resources available, which is basically 17.9% budget cut this fiscal year alone. Not even to mention the 20 million of those budget cuts will take place next year. This means that there are already over 530 fewer course sections available for students, which translates into 16,232 seats, fewer seats available to students. We also noticed that there have been significant reductions in computer labs here at UNC, from 7 computer labs to now 3 computer labs. There is less available study space and less computers. This means simply because of the budget cuts that are affecting information technology, not even to mention campus health services. Have you noticed that the campus health service hours have now been decreased? That's right. Also, we also see that all across campus, people are being laid off. And this is a very significant factor that we must understand, that budget cuts not only affect some people, but it affects all of us.